Just a few years ago, Angel Reese worked her way up and became one of, if not the most versatile and dominant hooper in her class, which allowed her to become a household name and simply has always stood out for her competitive edge and confidence, but has always approached every single one of her games like it was her very last. And throughout every single one of her setbacks, she's always had it in her to come back 10 times stronger. This is the Angel Reese story. Angel Reese was born on May 6, 2002 in Randalltown, Maryland. From a very young age, Angel showed a natural flair for numerous sports that included track, swimming, ballet, and basketball. Now, her mother, also Angel Reese, played ball at the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. She finished her career with over 1,300 points and over 100 blocks, but is also in the UMBC Hall of Fame. Her father, Michael, was a 6'8" star player for Boston College, as well as Loyola in Maryland. However, not too long after her younger brother Julian was born, Angel's parents split up, and from that day on, the three of them held it down. Since Angel and her younger brother Julian always had that competitive spirit in them, they would constantly get into fights on the court regarding who was better when playing one-on-one, which undoubtedly resulted in their mother removing the whole goal from their driveway. As a kid, Angel would go to her mother's games as she played in a basketball league on Sundays. Those experiences really played a part in her development. As she even stated, quote unquote, that was something that was always inspiring to me. She always been independent and she molded that into me. I am who I am because of her. Now, on the basketball court, Reese spent her younger years playing the point guard position before having 2 growth spurts by her first year of high school. And while attending the St. Francis Academy in Baltimore, Maryland, her raw talent made her able to start and be a very valuable piece. As a 9th grader, nobody could handle her on the glass, as Reese was literally a walking double-double, putting up 11 points and 11 rebounds a contest. By the end of that season, Angel went on to earn All-Metro First Team honors from the Baltimore Sun and ended her freshman campaign dropping 20 points and 24 rebounds in a 56-55 overtime loss. That was to Hamilton Heights Christian Academy at the high school national semifinals. As a 10th grader, Reese was an All-Metro First Team selection and overall just became more of a balanced player, as she upped her averages to 18 points and 12 rebounds a game. Coming into her junior season, Angel was already 6'3", and no matter who she faced up against, she completely dominated, and nobody on defense had a single answer for her dominating offensive inside presence, but also had a competitive type edge and charisma about her that made her without a doubt one of the most exciting players in her class. She was putting up crazy averages of 23 points and an unbelievable 19 rebounds per game, and was named All-Metro Player of the Year. But as she suited up that summer for Team Takeover, she helped her team win the Nike Elite Youth Basketball League Championship. But also throughout her high school campaign, she also did her thing while playing volleyball and helped St. Francis to 2 conference titles. As Angel's senior year rolled around, she was already regarded as a top 5 player by ESPN in the class of 2020. Reese maintained averages of 19 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists to go along with 3 blocks a game, and repeated as an All-Metro Player of the Year. She ended her 4-year stint of high school winning 4 straight Interscholastic Athletic Association of Maryland Conference titles, and was named a McDonald's All-American, as well as being named to the Jordan Brand Classic roster. Angel left St. Francis with the 2nd most career points in program history. Her number 10 jersey number was retired by the program and was the first player to receive the honor. The 5-star recruit had a plethora of offers from big-time schools across the country, like South Carolina, Tennessee, Syracuse, Maryland, and USC, but she had already had ties and had grew a relationship with the head coach of Maryland, the same school who had been recruiting her since she was in the 8th grade. And so after deep discussion with her family, she had made her decision. With her choosing Maryland, she instantly became the highest rated recruit in program history. So in Angel's very first game with the squad, she recorded a freshman season high 20 points and 9 rebounds in a win over Davidson. But in just her 4th game of that season, Angel suffered a Jones fracture in her right foot. And after undergoing surgery, Reese was sidelined until February 23rd, 2021, where she would come off the bench following her injury. But for that season, she averaged a solid 10 points and 6 rebounds a game, and even earned Big Ten All-Freshman honors. Coming into Angel's sophomore season, her brother Julian's talents allowed him to join his big sister at the University of Maryland, and while at 6'9", he's been doing his thing. On the other end, Angel was anticipating more of a bigger role. That year, she turned into one of the top offensive rebounders in the whole entire nation. Her season high for her sophomore year was 26 points and 15 rebounds in a win over Miami. Her play allowed Maryland to reach the Sweet 16 of the 2022 NCAA tournament. And this is where she would have 25 points and 9 rebounds, but in a loss to Stanford. That year, Angel put up 18 points, 11 rebounds, and became the first Maryland player to average a double-double since 1975 when Ncaa did that. Reese was named to the first team All-Big Ten and All-Defensive Team, along with receiving 3rd team All-American honors from the Associated Press and made the United States Basketball Writers Association. But on April 5th, 2022, Angel entered the transfer portal, and she was the most sought after transfer in the nation. Reese made visits to LSU, South Carolina, and Tennessee. And in just a month from entering the portal, Angel Reese decided to take her talents to LSU. Angel highly considered joining Don Staley at South Carolina, but fortunately LSU was able to swoop her in. She ultimately just thought that joining the Tigers would be more of a better fit, on top of the fact that she really trusted head coach Kim Mulkey. And she instantly showed what she was about, because in her very first game in the LSU uniform, she scored 31 points, 13 rebounds in a win over Bellarmine. On December 14, 2022, Angel had a stellar performance, putting up 32 points and 15 rebounds in a win over Lamar. Reese had her 20th straight double-double with 14 points and 14 rebounds in a win over Alabama. But over Ole Miss, Angel went on to have the game of her life, putting up 36 points and 20 rebounds and tapped it off with the win. Her physical presence and her grit played a big part with the team's success in the NCAA tournament. Reese led her team to the Final Four, where she would score 24 points and 12 rebounds in a win over Virginia Tech, but then put everything she had on the line in the national championship game against Iowa, where she scored an impressive 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists in a win to experience her first championship victory. Angel Reese's emergence that she's made since high school is quite impressive. From grinding her way up into being a consensus top 5 player in the country to having to deal with injury and critics, she's always remained true to herself, to go along with always having determination and leadership, which has allowed her to become a national champion.
I don't know how to feel right now, but we did it. This is for Baltimore, this is for the SEC, this is for everybody that doubted us.
And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Angel Reese story.